Good to be with you again today. The weather's been beautiful. I hope that you've had a chance to get out and enjoy God's creation in all kinds of different ways. The rain is good, the sun is good. We just pray that it comes in good measure for the flourishing of life. For announcements, this Sunday is a big Sunday again in the life of the church. They all seem to be. We'll recognize mothers this day, this coming Sunday. We'll recognize graduates. We'll recognize teachers. And we'll also celebrate communion. We'll share a meal with all of those that we recognize this day. This coming Sunday will be the sixth Sunday of Easter. We continue to be in this season of Easter. We continue to be in this series of a living hope, of living into this new reality of the resurrection and what it means for us. We have been and we continue to be in that epistle of 1 Peter. 1 Peter helping that early church live into their reality and living into the reality of a living Christ. And for this Sunday, we have in 1 Peter where he tells the church, always be prepared to give an accounting of the hope that is in you. Always be prepared to give an accounting of the hope that is in you. It's quite a challenge to us, isn't it? You know, testimony has always been a big part of the life of the church. It's one of the vows that we take as United Methodists, to give our witness, to give our testimony. But it's also one of those things that it's probably the last thing that we want to do. Right? I, for one, right, always have had this great fear of public speaking, of speaking in front of others. And I think that's a number one fear for a lot of people. But that's what the church calls us to do, is to give an accounting for why we do what we do. To give an accounting for who we are, of where we are. An accounting of why. Okay. Now, 1 Peter does give you an out. He prefaces all of that by saying, when they ask you, be prepared to give an accounting. So many of us pray that nobody will ever ask, and so we will never have to say anything. But it is a challenge to live our faith out loud, right? Can we live our faith out loud without giving words? How do you live your life that shows the hope or gives an accounting for the hope that you have in this world, this hope that you have in God, this hope that you have that tomorrow will be better? So maybe you aren't good with words, maybe you're not good at speaking in public, but is there a way that you can show your hope without speaking? Live out loud. Show through the way that you interact with one another, the way that you give and that you share, that there is hope in this world. Because the bottom line is this. We live in a broken world. We live in a world that has little hope. We live in a world that's pretty selfish. We live in a world that's pretty hungry for God. So how dare we ever try to keep the peace and the hope and the love that we have to ourselves? How dare we try to do such a thing? It is more than a challenge. It is a way of being Christian. So how can you live out your faith loud this week? How can you show others the hope that you have? We'll see you soon.